yes, it does pay, but once you fill your pages, your social media channels with so much products that is like, are you a freaking magazine? I want to visit when they start to open up.
When you're free to roam.
Yeah, when Kim is like short date or something.
I don't think he'll watch this.
Yeah, no lah, so I can say that.
Welcome to Talk Some More, the video podcast dedicated to featuring young creators, entrepreneurs, and ordinary people with extraordinary stories. This show is distributed on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes, so feel free to follow us for the latest episodes. My guest today is Shawne Koh, a full-time content creator and travel filmmaker. He's one of Singapore's well-known travel bloggers and has worked with several travel companies, making cinematic travel videos with them and promoting smarter ways to travel. In this episode, we talk about how Shawne made travel filmmaking his full-time job, as well as some ups and downs in his career. We discuss his experiences working with travel companies and brands, and also some important mindsets and tips for anyone wanting to make travel videos as a career. You can find Shawne on YouTube at Shawne Koh and on Instagram at Shawne Koh. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Singapore travel filmmaker, Shawne Koh. Let's talk some more.
What's up? Shawn
Alright.
Koh!
No, you are Shawn Koh. Okay, this is gonna
He is the only Shawn Koh.
this is gonna get a bit confusing because we share a very similar name. But yeah, maybe I'll just let them know where to find you on like your socials. So you can find Shawne on YouTube under Shawne Koh.
Yeah.
I'll leave the links in the description. And of course on Instagram as at Shawne Koh. You snagged a good one.
Shawn
Alright.
with an E.
yes. So yeah, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Yeah, very good to have you.
Glad to be here. We are actually at Cold Storage.
Yeah.
Like, this is Cold Storage.
Cold Storage, we have it's a meeting room in Cold Storage.
Never heard of
You can check out their website, One North Cold Storage, and you can book meeting rooms like this for shooting videos if you want, or just casual meetings. All right,
Nice.
so Shawne is a travel filmmaker. I would say that's a very interesting career that you've
Sounds
chosen.
cool, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's what you're here to share with us. The ups and downs of being a travel filmmaker.
Yeah.
Of course. Tell us more about it. How did you get into travel filmmaking?
How did I get? I mean, so you've mentioned that I've started with music covers. So yeah, I basically wanted to. I mean, I was just doing music. I did not have anything, no knowledge, no experience with like photography, filmmaking, that kind of stuff, until like maybe when I was about to ORD from the army, and then I was just uploading covers, and then until when I was about to ORD, then a couple of friends like asked like, hey, want to do some short films, some skits.
Okay.
Because we were very inspired by Wong Fu Productions. back then,
Yes.
like the OG YouTubers.
Yep.
And then the Singapore YouTube scene is not like established. There wasn't any Wild Banana, Night Owls. So yeah, I just want to do like short films and skits. So that's how I kind of got into like picking up photography and filmmaking.
Yeah. So like at the start, of course, like I mean now there are companies who sort of sponsor you and you collaborate with them.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing at the start, it's all on your own budget, and of course your own family trips or your own personal trips. And yeah, I mean, so have besides making travel videos, like do you try like other content, or do you just kind of mold your way into travel and like, oh, this is for me,
So if I continue my story lah, so we're doing like short films and stuff, and then I picked up my first DSLR, and then I was also watching a lot of Devin Supertramp. Have you heard of Devin
Oh
Supertramp?
yes, of course.
So he's also like a YouTube like OG. He was shooting a lot of travel stuff back then. So like videos about Maldives, Africa, Hawaii, British Columbia.
Like
so
the Peru, Machu Picchu kind, you do the
so-
stunts and all that.
it was very chill, and I believe a lot of people who watch him were very inspired about his like travel videos especially. So I was also very, very inspired, and like I wanted to be like him. I bought the glide cam, and like I wanted really smooth cinematic shots. So like I just wanted to capture the beauty of the world, like he does, and that was my primary like motivation to like, okay, I want to do like travel videos. I want to, whenever I start traveling, I want to like shoot really cinematic and just bring out the beauty of each country that I visit. And mind you, I wasn't a very frequent traveler growing up, I didn't really travel a lot. Family trips were very far and few in between. So I didn't really get to see much of the world. So it's only like after ORD, you do your grad trip before you study or go to work. So then I just nice got into filmmaking. Then I bought my first, DSLR, which is the Canon 550D, the old school 550D. Yeah. So then, I just started with there and then, continued to build up. And, each trip, I thought to myself, like, I would treat it like a job. Like, I would pretend I'm like Devin, I want to, like, shoot the most professional videos and I want to get that shot. Yeah. And it wasn't just like...
It's not just a family holiday video.
Yeah, travel with friends, just take a few shots.
So it's more planned and more purposeful.
More planned, and I really tend to look out for whatever I can capture, I will try to capture. So, it's still my own personal trip. So from then on, every trip that I made, I just shot something.
Yeah. Every trip it's an opportunity to like capture something. Yes. And like I think not everyone gets to travel. It's obviously something expensive. Now it's a lot more affordable, but it's still expensive and
a lot more accessible right now. That's actually
true.
Like if you say like 10 to 15 years ago, traveling is is very hard. Like maybe school holidays you get to travel.
Exactly.
And then when you're a student, how to travel? But then now it's so accessible.
And and I think that like because of content creators like you who make like travel films, it opens up a lot more to people who to learn about these places and to want to go to these places. Before that, all we had were reading articles online, not much of these video media, and of course with the rise of Instagram and all that, all these locations become very desirable all of a sudden. And I think that adds as well to like how it suddenly became, maybe it didn't become affordable, but more desirable as well for everyone.
I think it's just, as in travel is still expensive, but there are ways to, of course, budget. But I think it's a lot more accessible. People are just doing better in life in general. And we have a lot more information on our hands.
Of course, yeah. To plan your trip and to budget it a bit better.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about like how, just being very general in the sense of how these companies or sponsors kind of reach out to you, and how are the deals usually? Each conversation and each deal is probably different, but maybe just let us know like how that works.
So it really depends. So I classify it as probably two things. One is either I'm shooting for the brand's social media channel, so it's not for my own like social media, because I'm still a freelance videographer, right? So I do videos for companies, for brands, for their marketing promos on their services or products. So that's where most of my income come from, and not like I just do YouTube video and like earn money from that. Like that's the dream, like that's my end goal, just to let you guys know. But the truth is, you still have to have, you still need to be able to provide value, and most people see video as a value, and I'm not famous or what, so still trying to build a number. So for now, like I'm my only leverage I have is to do a great video for others. So most of the time, even for now, say airline company wants to promote a new destination and they want the video to be on their like social media channels, Facebook. They engage me to shoot the content, and then I would, do the edits and all, and give it to them. So that is usually what pays. And then, those, they cover the expenses and whatnot, and also
of course
pays.
A pay.
Because you're doing a marketing video lah. So they are also done deals that of course they sponsor like more of the experience and trips.
Okay.
So some smaller companies, they just want to showcase their experience of products, services. Then most of it don't really have an extra budget to pay or so. And usually they just cover the costs and expenses. So that I would be very picky and make sure that it's interesting for me to cover. Because time is money, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the content also reflects you
Yeah,
know,
correct.
you need to be interested. It needs to be worth your while.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So and if you are taking on like what 7 days of your say time to go on this trip, and it's just free. It's zero income still. So
Yeah.
in a way, yes, free trip like wow, shook. And again, to let you know, like back in the beginning, like my goal intention was just to have free trips.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
all I wanted was like, okay, if I can like go on a trip for free, right? That's awesome. I'll do anything.
Mm.
I would shoot like mad. You know, just give me a free trip,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do it. So that in the beginning was like
That was the
my
first ambition.
first ambition,
Yeah,
yeah, to
okay.
actually just go on free trips and I can do anything.
Yeah.
I'll unleash all my video capabilities, whatever, just to go on a free trip. Yeah. So I mean, it really depends on your progression, lah.
Yeah. I mean, the bills need to be paid in the
yes,
end, you know,
yes.
camera equipment and all that stuff.
But
So-
when you are starting out, like I mean, such opportunities are super valuable. To be able to go on a free trip and then to have that content,
Yeah.
why not, right?
And of course, the contact and the relationship with that company
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So, you know, further down the line, they could, you know, pay you a bit more and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Oh,
So
that's-
yeah, like, it's important to also have that when you are starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for these companies to even begin reaching out, I guessing it's all that past work that you've done, the content that you've accumulated, and of course, you know, they don't just pick anyone. I mean, being a travel filmmaker, especially for you do a lot of vlog style. It's a lot about the personality as well, not
Yes.
just shooting behind the camera. I feel like, you know, Devin Supertramp, he's really great behind the camera, but he has, you know, other talents in front of it. But yours is kind of, you know, you need to be
Yeah.
everything. And
his is like just okay for me. I'm not trying to criticize, but of course his is a lot more talents. But you need someone that you can relate to, at least for social media, right? Like, I mean, you can either be like a super talented filmmaker.
Yep.
You don't need to show your face, but like, bam, like
Yeah.
you have to be like damn good.
Yes.
Or you have a bit of personality and a bit of like, you know, filmmaking expertise, and that I feel is slightly easier compared to like really be so good until you can be recognized.
Oh, okay,
for
okay,
that.
okay. So you mean to add your own personality in that? You feel
Yeah.
it captures more audience
Yeah.
quicker than
Yeah.
pure talent.
Yeah, and of
Okay.
course storytelling. Like, I mean, you can see like a lot of people that are not great at filmmaking, but if they are able to tell a good story, know how to edit,
Yes.
superior in editing, right? You can connect a lot better
Yes.
than just a great travel video with a lot
Like
of
a really well shot
Yes.
with like red cameras, but if he doesn't cut it right or he
Yes.
doesn't, yeah,
Like,
I totally agree with that.
You can have pretty faces, transitions, great cameras, but if there's no purpose to your storytelling, or if there's not someone that you can relate to, I mean, you're talking about again more on the YouTube side,
Yeah.
like how to captivate audiences. Then, still you need to have that sense of personality, a character that someone can relate to, and also good storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess for you, because you started out with music, it's a lot of being in front of the camera. So you know, you maybe you didn't have that shyness phase where you're a bit more comfortable in front of the camera.
I'm shy, man. I tell you, like even though no music is like just you place the camera in front, you just
Okay.
lip sync.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like you don't need to talk.
I mean,
I can tell you that I struggle a lot
Really?
at the
Okay.
beginning. Like, I'm naturally not comfortable in front of the camera. If you watch like my early,
that's very hard to believe. Okay,
you
I'll
Google
scroll.
it,
I'll
yeah,
scroll.
I can't believe it's still there, but you can go find like I think I privatized it already. Like those update videos, like I just update like what am I doing, is damn awkward.
Oh,
Because
okay.
doing music, you're just lip singing, you know, to the soundtrack. So yeah, in front of camera, but to be able to talk in front of camera and be, you know, natural at it takes a lot of time. It took me a lot of time to be comfortable with that.
Especially like, I mean, do you feel more comfortable doing it in a foreign country than in Singapore? Like, I'm talking about like you vlogging on your camera. Do you feel more comfortable doing it in Singapore or overseas, or is it still the same?
It's the same.
Really?
It's the same. Like when I vlog When I do like intros, I usually tend to avoid crowds
Mhm.
as much as possible. If I can, I will find a quiet corner to do whatever I need to talk.
Yeah.
Unless I'm really in like an event or a place where there's just a lot of people, then I'm like, okay, like heck care.
Okay.
Just do it, don't heck care. But I would do actually a lot of retakes at the beginning.
Mhm.
Even now, like sometimes I feel like I didn't say it in the right way, or I feel like I'm a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning of the trip, I need time to warm up.
Yes, of
And
course.
like, okay, like get it right lah.
Yeah.
So I would do retakes
Mm.
of the vlogs and make sure like there's certain things I want to say, and if I didn't say it right, then I have to do retakes lah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I have to even rehearse
Of course.
what I think I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's
I
not
think
just
that's what not a lot of people see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They always think these vloggers just do it in one take.
I mean, there are vloggers that are that good that can just bam. Like,
Of course, yeah,
don't need
yeah.
to do retake. We just whack on the spot.
Mm.
Yeah, like Casey Neistat probably. Yeah.
Oh
So,
gosh, I find myself rambling on a lot when I do that. Like I really need to structure it, right?
Yes.
If not, I'll just ramble on until my mouth goes faster than my brain, and then it starts sounding stupid.
Yeah, when I do like tutorials especially,
Mhm.
I struggle with that a lot because that's more of like presenting information in the most concise way.
Yes,
So
I need to be super accurate.
I mean, I don't have a teleprompter, so
Yeah.
a lot of facts I need to like internalize a lot. And sometimes even after I should finish everything, I don't find that the information is presented well enough.
Do you reshoot or do you just
I
slot
do reshoot.
in? Okay.
It's painful.
Oh.
It is painful for the tutorials lah. Like,
But tutorials are it's a factual and informative information thing.
Yeah.
So you gotta get it right. But that's the thing I like about your channel. That it's not all just travel videos. I like the behind the scenes stuff as well. How you edit, how you color grade, and a bit about your life as well. You did some very personal videos,
Yes.
and I think that helps like your audience connect with you a lot.
Yeah.
I was looking through the comments, and a lot of people, I think they really felt connected that way. So they kind of know you as not just a filmmaker, but as a person. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you see, like if you're like a travel content creator, like you always show like all the good stuff, the exciting experiences, the blue ass water, like the mountains and the expression life and out there. But I just wanted to present a more real side to my experiences, and I just don't want to always be showing like exciting, cool stuff, because that's not who I am lah. Like, I'm just a regular dude, like you know, like everyone else. Like, I go through ups and downs. I have my insecurities. I have my challenges to face, and I always believe in presenting two sides of the story.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I mean, it's very real that way. You know, I feel a lot. Yeah, and I mean, like on that topic, like what? I mean, let's go back a bit to like travel filmmaking. Obviously, you travel a lot because of this. Your work takes you to places. It sounds very dreamy and all, but like when I went on the Dresden trip with you, it can get very tiring. It does affect your mood sometimes. So tell me a bit about like, you know, a bit about like the ups and downs. Obviously, we all know the ups. You know, you get great locations, great food, people.
New experiences.
Yeah, but
challenges wise, I mean, you always think about, first of all, is the content, like whether or not it will work. Because on client trips, sometimes, especially if you don't plan it, right, and then it's all in the hands of the client and whatnot. So sometimes like certain things that the other side may think it's interesting. Let's just put it, for example, like museums.
Yes.
For me, museums are nice to visit, like history. It's nice for you to know, but for it to be as a content, it's tough.
It's a bit difficult to
It's
make
tough.
it
You want to, you want to make it interesting. So, just managing like interesting content, like, you know, it's nice to be able to travel. You think like everything is like going to be cool and exciting, but sometimes for content it can be a struggle to just try to find like a balance of what the client wants, and then also like what is actually really, really interesting for the video.
Yes.
So that's one thing. Especially museums, like I said, like.
I mean, it's like you can very easily just sell out and make a full video about museums, but that wouldn't be what you would like. And I think that's why. Firstly, that's why they hired you. They want your creativity and what inspires you, not just them. So like you said, there's a bit of a give and take there. You know, you still have to cover the museum, but maybe in your way or just a certain amount.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, if like, I don't know, like, I think that's one challenge. And then the other one, I mean, you talk about like, you have to think in terms of what would end up in a video. You need to plan out how each video would turn out, because you cannot just go in like empty, you know.
Okay.
You need to
so there's a lot of pre-planning ahead.
Pre-planning, and then you know, we have to wake up for sunrises, which I don't usually do sunrises. I don't like, but actually to wake up for sunrises actually. There's a benefit lah, like we were able to fly our drone like in the morning. Less in people. The city. If it's in the day with a lot of people, sure cannot stop one. So that's one benefit. But you have to and the time is tight. Like they usually squeeze a lot in the trips, and also
time
you have to
money.
get and then, you know, unexpected things might happen. You might miss your train, and you have to like
there's
walk.
A plus and minus in everything, and especially because you're filming, you cannot rush certain things. You have to take the time to film it. You know, it's not a holiday where it's like, I'll capture this, I'll capture that, and let's go. You know?
And a lot of times, like, you don't want to just be like when you go to a location, it also has to be special. Like it's not just like see this monument and just take one shot. Like it doesn't really mean much when you just see like say a statue. And you just take the statue. Okay. How does that add to the story? But then you have to film it because
it's part of the criteria there.
Correct. So
it's really a brain scratcher then. Like you really have to think hard about making a statue.
And
then interesting.
And then like for me, like I don't like to overshoot. Like I want to shoot what's really necessary, but I mean I still shoot a lot to make sure I'm covered. But if I feel like no point, right, I don't like to do it. But then for your safety lah, just in case the client say like, why you never shoot?
Not enough of this, not enough of that.
So then you shoot, but then like it's like waste of memory card space also.
Yes, that's true.
So
and a waste of your time and your energy as well. So I mean, like you can tell, like for me when I traveled with you, I'm not a travel filmmaker. So like you said, I shoot a lot of things and. It's not very selective, and of course it comes with experience.
But I mean, it's better to shoot more than to not shoot at all.
That's true, but it was so
you give
tiring.
me a headache lah. I had to like literally delete some of your footage. Because I just had no space on my hard disk. but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
So like I said, it comes with experience as well. So, I mean, as travel becomes more accessible, and of course all these media cameras are getting more. Easily affordable, and all are 4K already. So like, you know, it doesn't take much for someone to start making travel videos. It's just about taking the time and effort on your trips. You know, I mean, do you have like any advice for someone who wants to get into something like what you're doing, travel filmmaking?
Advice on equipment?
Like just not. We can talk about equipment later, but like, well, it's kind of.
Okay. Advice general
advice. If they are starting out, they're thinking, okay, this is cool. This is something I want to do. I have some trips coming up. You know, I mean things like pre-planning or like what to bring, travel light. I mean that's what you travel a lot lighter than me. Do you? Well,
I wouldn't call my setup light though. Yours is a bit absurd, but but mine is not in any way light. Okay, so general advice. I mean, okay, so. Bringing back to my days, I mean, whenever I had a trip, I'll just shoot, right? And I wasn't being paid. It's all my own personal experience. But I've saved up from like the NS days, like try to save as much as possible. So that helped me to go for a few trips. And that, I would think it as a portfolio because it didn't travel filmmaking. Like, it's not even like, it doesn't really sound that legit. And then I just treated every trip as a job. Like someone's paying me to do it. So I would say the general advice is you have to prioritize shooting video and capturing travel over like your comfort and experience. Because you basically have to decide whether or not you want to be a traveler that captures video or a filmmaker that makes travel videos. So basically you need to choose your priorities like capture first, then relax and
Okay.
experience. Rather than experience the whole thing, then okay, I'll capture here bits and pieces. So I would say the general advice is, because it's very disruptive. It's very like, sometimes you just want to put down the camera.
There's a bit inconvenience there.
Yeah, you want to put down a camera and just really experience the travel itself. But if you really, really want to, to make sure that you want to take a step further into this, or make this as a job, then you have to prioritize filming the experience, getting all of the angles, making sure, like, say for example, like, I just got down from a flight. I'm like damn tired. I haven't slept on the flight, but then I need to make the intro.
Yeah, because you need to capture. Yeah, it's about capturing what happens there.
Yeah,
no matter whether
correct. So like, I was in Tasmania.
Tiredness. Yeah.
I was on a trip in Tasmania, and then like I didn't sleep on the flight. I was damn shagged, but I need to capture the intro, and I don't want to capture it when I'm like settled down and refreshed, because the feel will be different.
That's true.
I needed it to be like really just settled in
spontaneous at the same time. Yeah.
In the car, ready to drive off
with all the luggages and everything.
Yes.
There's no second take for that.
Yeah. So and then like again, walao, you need to capture like you taking luggage,
and especially if you have friends with you, like some of them who may not understand how extensive it can be.
And everyone just wants to like settle down, put down luggage, have a meal. We're all hungry, so that becomes very like difficult. But then like you gotta do it, like, If you the other thing is like if you feel it in your gut, there'll be a lot of times that you feel like, hey, I should capture this, but then like you're hungry or like getting late. I don't know if you experienced that before, like
the instinct is there that
okay, I should capture this.
It's a moment to be captured.
And more often than so, you would think like, no lah, actually don't feel like or like paiseh lah, like everyone's looking at very paiseh lah. Then you don't do it.
So like there's a lot of factors like going against your instinct, but
then you get back home and you like regret. That's the one thing that I don't want to have.
Yes.
Like to regret not capturing that moment, or regret just because a bit paiseh lah, or like tired lah. Then don't capture. Like say for example again, Milky Way happening in front of you right now. There was one time I was traveling with my friend, and then we were just driving on the highway, and then Milky Way, wow, shit. We stopped. Okay, let's shoot this.
Yeah.
We could have like, okay, like let's drive to our Airbnb, settle down, and then we drive out.
Yeah.
But okay, we shot everything sweet. We really captured the Milky Way. Then we got back to the Airbnb, come out, cloudy already.
Oh.
So it was very, very lucky that we shot. Once you see something, shoot it.
Yeah.
Don't wait until later. When we are like in a better.
I know. The slight discomfort. Like you need to take some slight discomforts to get the reward.
Yes.
And of course, all these procrastinations are very easy, especially when you're traveling, you're tired.
Yeah.
And things like this, like later can capture.
Yeah. Or like say got sunset right now, like clear skies, and then like tomorrow then capture lor. We got a few more days. What if the next few days all cloudy rainy? Then GG, right?
That's
so
true.
like if you see something, capture it. That's if you. I mean, again, you are a filmmaker that makes travel videos lah.
They're there for that purpose lah.
Yeah. So once you see something happening right in front of you, like perfect scenario, capture it. Take out your camera and shoot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you feel it in your gut that you should shoot it. Then if you feel like maybe really don't need, like this is just excess, or like does that add up to the story, then okay, fine. Like don't really need.
Yeah.
Don't need to shoot everything you see also, like because you're gonna chalk up all of your memory card, and then when you get back to the editing room, it's going to be a headache.
Yeah, I think just for myself as well, it clouds your brain so much that you have so much footage, and you kind of want to put everything in at the same time. It's very psychological because you took the effort to film everything, and in the end, some videos can become too cluttered with too many things.
Yes.
And like what you say, it's that selective instinct on in that moment to kind of figure out what is important and what you need to capture versus what is convenient to capture.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need to know what you are looking out for, and so if again you are doing like YouTube videos, for example, I found that if you plan your titles, just plan about your titles, and if
you
better,
plan your titles before your videos.
I don't do for all my videos, but when I don't do that, right, like I find that it's so hard to come up with the edit.
Okay.
It's just like there's just so many things, like so disorganized, and then like I'm just gonna throw in everything, and then like I don't know, like there's no direction.
Okay, so like the title you're talking about is more of like a direction and a concept of
Yep.
of that travel video. I mean, like I can't think of an example.
Okay,
right
so
now.
for example, like say I went on like a sail trip, you know, to in an open sea.
Yeah.
To Indonesia in one of those islands, then it's nice to just think of like, okay, what's the title going to be? So like, for example, like I sailed 30 hours on a yacht to from Singapore to Indonesia.
Yeah.
So it helps to plan your titles at least. Thumbnails, I mean, it's good to have, but sometimes again very hard to really know. If you can plan your thumbnails, it will again help.
That's a lot of forethought. Yeah.
Forethought, it really will help. So plan your titles is great to again plan your content. Like, are you gonna have like a travel visual, like a trailer, and after that your vlog content, if possible. Again, if you can plan your titles, then you know specific your travel, your content won't be just like, oh, Japan vlog,
Yeah.
or like Finland vlog, like you know specifically like this episode what's going to happen,
Like the focus of it.
yes. But again, it's very hard sometimes. Again, there's a lot of, if you plan a trip, like there will be these few highlights, so sometimes I just don't plan the titles and like just go along with the flow, and then in the edit room then I try to like
Yeah.
compartmentalize each episode based on the highlights that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it really depends. But again, if you can plan your titles, it's great lah. If not, then just try to find interesting bits of your trip.
Yeah.
And plan out interesting bits, and not just like going to cafe, going to museum.
Yeah.
Go to Eiffel Tower, like tower. Yeah.
All the typical stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you know, this whole YouTube thing, you've been on there for a couple of years now, and
7 to 8 years, I think.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
quite. I mean, if you count in like the days where I like did like stupid covers, like
that's counted. I'll count that.
Okay,
Yeah.
about 8 years,
Wow.
Yeah.
And YouTube is not that old. It's like, I mean, the OG YouTubers are like 9, 12 years old.
Yeah, about 10 to 12 years,
Yeah.
maybe.
So you started
2006,
pretty early.
2006 was, I think, where YouTube started.
And I think like a lot of things in Singapore, it's also quite difficult to grow in these special careers, I would call them. Like things like the older generations would scratch their head and like, oh, this can be a job kind of thing. And maybe that's something that someone might struggle with, you know, if they want to pursue this as a career. It's a very millennial thing, I think. Like to not do
I'm
a
one of
9 to
them.
5, not a 9 to 5 job. Taking a bit of a risk. And I mean, for yourself, like, how do I say this?
Like, is it like
What
how
made-
do I go
what-
about it? Like,
What was the defining moment that kind of made you say like, I can do this as a job? And I mean, for these kind of things, you have to put your whole foot in.
Yeah.
You have to go through the door, not just one foot in, one foot out. You know, from my personal experience, I can tell like it's very difficult to do like a 9 to 5 job and do.
I respect you,
YouTube
man.
as well.
Like, you are like, to be honest, like, I mean, your full-time job is not like a 9 to 5. It's like 10 to 5 a.m. I don't know lah. Like, you stay over in your office,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the heck? So like, and you're still doing YouTube. So that one I really respect. Like,
oh, thank you.
crazy. No, it's even crazier than what I do, because I'm a freelance videographer. So my schedule is like, I can play around.
Yeah.
Right. I can just fully focus on YouTube, and then when the client job comes in, okay, I do it.
Sort of, you're kind of the boss, so you also manage your own time.
Yeah, it's more flexible.
Yeah.
So for your case, it's actually a lot harder. A lot harder. You have a 9 to 5 job, and you work overnight and stuff,
Yeah.
and you still do YouTube. So like, that is great.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely been very challenging for me as like in terms of growing it as well. I can't dedicate my mind fully to it. Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, and okay, like,
Yeah, back to you.
even
What was like the defining moment that
there
you
is no defining moment, and even for now, like, I'm still more of a freelance videographer. Again, most of my income comes from like creating content for people and not for myself.
Okay.
Not on my own channel. So I'm still not a full-time YouTuber. Barely. It's just that I treat YouTube as my full-time job. Alongside with freelance videography.
Okay.
And the main key thing is to stay committed to the channel. If you have a schedule that you can stick to, then you should do it. Because again, it's a commitment.
Yep.
So it helps when you don't have like motivation, or like, you know, if you have no ideas, like just remembering that it's a commitment that, okay, you need to upload on Thursday or whatnot, just helps you to keep on doing it.
Yeah. I mean, being your own boss has to be difficult as well. The temptation to slack off.
Yes. And also, like, again, if you want to do YouTube, like, it is a brutal world. Like, making money off YouTube it's possible, but it's damn hard.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not making
Most of your income comes from the
Jobs.
other jobs, the actual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's only like once in a while, okay, I get like someone who wants to pay for content that I upload on my channel, which is the dream, which is my end goal, but it's more of a marketing for me, like, it's more of a marketing platform for my brand.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Yeah, and then, but I still treat it as my job, and again, because I want to fully do this more lah.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to build up audience, it's even if you have like no job, you just full-time YouTube,
Yeah.
and it might not guarantee you to have even an audience.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Exactly.
It takes a lot of time. Even if you are full-time, you have to be doing a lot of videos, figure out, okay, what's right, what's wrong, what can I improve, and then you do the next video, and then you find that what's right for my audience, what's right for what I want to do, like what do I want to put out versus what people are looking for, and then what's popular. It's a balance of everything. You cannot be too niche also. And then so like it's a balance of everything, and it takes so long to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out this thing.
I mean, like the other Singaporean YouTubers, for example, KG, he put out a video before about how much he makes on YouTube.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, as someone who doesn't know the industry much, it's not something you can live off purely yet.
No.
Because also of the saturation of YouTube. I mean, it's not just Singapore. It's not just a localized thing. It's across the world. And anyone with a camera can make content, and anyone who's passionate can make good content. So I think it's very saturated. And of course, like you said, the build up of your portfolio and you know your branding and your audience, hopefully, who will stick and be loyal with you all the way. That's something I think most people don't see when they think about YouTube. They think you just make a viral video and it will go, you know, that will push your career and then you're set for life. That's what I.
It's more again about building your brand, which is very complicated. Building your brand takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to find what works, what doesn't work. First of all, you don't talk about money first. Talk about your brand. Like, what are you good at? What are you known for? What is your unique selling point? You're not just, you can be a vlogger, but what sets you apart?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right? Like, if you're like a tech reviewer, what makes you different from other tech reviewers? Is it your personality? Is it your production value? Production value itself is just not strong enough.
Yes.
Do you have any unique edge? Do you have like say Kai Wong?
Yeah.
So he's more like his sense of humor.
Yeah, very humorous.
But then he also gives like good information, not super detailed, but just good enough.
Entertaining and informative. Yeah.
Yes. So it's more about figuring what your brand is.
Yeah.
And then, of course, finding an audience for that, making yourself kind of like accessible to the masses. Takes a lot of time.
But at the same time, not selling out to what is popular.
Yes. And then, as a content creator, you have to be very picky about which brands that you work with. Of course, yes, at the beginning, like you will be very tempted to like sponsorships, like free stuff.
Take what you can.
Free stuff like I got free bag. Just do put on my Instagram.
Yeah,
you know, the kind of thing. Like, you'll be bound to do that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you again have to be very picky with what brands you work with, and don't like just because maybe it even pays.
Yeah.
Wow, like pay me like a few $100 to put on Instagram and stuff. Like it's tempting. Like wow, like Instagram like just photo only like, and yes, it does pay, but once you fill your pages, your social media channels with so much products that is like, are you a freaking magazine?
Yeah. Like I think the audience wants sort of some honesty to a level that they go to you, they know this is your style, this is the thing that you would most likely back, like you would say this product is good, and they can trust you on that, because you don't just say that everything in the world is good.
Yes.
It's
okay. So that on that point, like, I think not enough people are like most people tend to just say good things about the brands they are being endorsed by.
Of course.
So, but again, I feel that it's so important to be like two-sided. Again, I always believed in two sides of everything. Product can be great, but there's always something to improve on.
Yes.
So that is one thing that I strongly believe in. But again, it's easy to say, hard to implement.
Of course. Because at the end
you want
of
to
the day,
establish good relations.
of course, yeah.
So
but I think that's like going into it. You might disclaim. I'm gonna give like my own thoughts about it, and I think that's also branding. If they see you as an honest person, and I mean there are some tech reviewers out there who they will trash like not trash talk, but they will say the bad things if there are bad things.
Respect.
And the brands know that, and they still like, okay, here goes nothing, I'll give you this. If it's bad, and we'll improve on
that. Is the brand that you want to work with.
Yeah, that would be
and
great.
not like okay, since you say bad things about our brand, we're not going to work with. Then really, you shouldn't even like bother. Yeah. So but again, because if you are starting out, then again you want to like be full time.
Yeah, you can't
need the money.
be too picky.
Then like, if I picky, then like where the income come from? Yeah. So it's very tough. But so that's why again for me, my solution to this is like freelancing, to do like other jobs. But again, when I started out, I was teaching part-time at a music school.
Okay.
So to kind of support lah, because again, even for freelance videography, I was just starting out. I have a 550D. I was kind of like my first few jobs were like shooting proposals.
Oh, okay.
I'll go to like the Club Snap forum to find jobs,
Oh,
put
yes,
myself
Club
out there.
Snap.
Club Snap. Is it anyone still at Club Snap?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't checked
forum.
it. Yeah, I always like go there to find secondhand, equipment. So getting secondhand equipment actually really help you to save a lot of money. A lot of my stuff are secondhand.
Okay.
And I mean, it's the same. It's more of like whether or not you can accept that it once belonged to someone else.
I think it's a pride thing.
It's a pride thing, and if like a camera, what if they drop on the floor?
Yeah.
Don't know.
There's a risk there.
There's a risk. So yeah, but again, if you get secondhand equipment, it's going to save you a lot of money.
That's true.
A lot of money.
That's true. So
that's
I
one
think that
tip.
adds to like tips on like how you want to get started with
Yes,
this.
correct.
Because of course you have to save like the budget for your actual travel, which is now part of your expenditure.
Yeah.
So you don't always have to get the best or the latest equipment. I mean, I've seen very good filmmakers with just simple camera, mic, and a monopod or Gorilla Pod, and they make great travel films because they don't worry about an expensive gear that they might break. They don't carry too much stuff, and they have the budget to maybe pay a bit more on their trip to do something that maybe they are very passionate about. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And then I was just teaching part-time music, and that in a way allowed me to be very selective with the brands that I work with, because I don't rely on that.
Yeah.
And I think brand integrity is number one when it comes to building your like brand, your social media. That is number one lah. Like, yeah. And then if you want to talk about, long-term wise, how to earn money from this brand, I'm not in a position to really advise on that, because I'm still trying to work that out. I'm in the midst of transitioning or whatnot. So, but I would say that the key thing is again to make sure you keep your brand strong, be selective, with who you want to work with, and then, if you're good at something, naturally, things will come in like money or opportunities. Focus on just being good.
Okay.
Focus on telling the best stories that you can tell, and things will roll in. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but someday, it might come.
Okay.
So just
But-
focus on producing the best content you can produce. Yeah.
That is very sound advice. So, okay. So one of the questions I've been wanting to ask, because you've obviously traveled to so many places, right? I mean, more than an average person, of course.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not a very well-traveled person. Like, I've never really explored the US. I mean, I've been to LA and, say, New York. But those are very short work trips.
Okay.
So I haven't really explored the US and a lot of places.
Well, if you said you're not well-traveled, I don't know what is well-traveled anymore.
Okay, if you want to compare, like, really, like, the hardcore travelers, like, they've been to, like, what, Kazakhstan.
Those are maybe just the locations that they pick are a bit more exotic.
Maybe, but...
I mean, what is the one place that, I mean, you've always wanted to go, but you have yet to go to?
Alaska.
Alaska?
Yeah, just because it's so far away. It's
Ooh.
like, to get there is like, it's a bitch to get there. You have to go like to the US and go to Anchorage. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, but I want to see like brown bears, you know, catching the salmon while they go up the
that's
stream.
where they are.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's one of my dreams, to see wild brown bears catching salmon.
Very Nat Geo of you.
Very natural. Yeah. It's like, oh, my heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can picture it already.
Yeah, Alaska is just a dream place, and just the idea of it lah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's also like Antarctica.
Very cold countries you like.
Yeah, I like cold countries just because of where we are from.
Yeah, that's
right.
very true. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, why would I want to go like
somewhere hotter.
what, the Sahara Desert? Although that would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, other dream places, Kenya.
Kenya. Ooh.
Kenya, because I've been to South Africa.
Yeah.
Cape Town, Johannesburg, and what's that called? The safari.
Zimbabwe.
Not Zimbabwe. What is that? So I just lost my train of thought.
I've not visited that continent, so.
Okay, so like Kruger National Park. So that's a
Okay.
very popular national park in South Africa. But there are a lot of bushes.
A lot of bushes.
So you don't get to be in an open savanna where you can
okay,
really see the lions, say, like hunting,
Yeah.
for example. So Kenya is a lot more open, a lot more open plains. So I mean, of course, to see a hunt is like damn rare.
Yeah.
Which is like that.
I mean, that's what you expect, but
But it doesn't happen like any time of the day, like
Yeah.
you know. So, but Kenya, because it's a lot more open, you can get to see animals more
natural.
easily. It's
Yeah.
still natural.
Not hidden.
No, not so hidden lah. So, Kenya is definitely one place, and then the culture,
Okay.
you know, the tribes,
Yeah.
and also that is a dream for me as well lah.
I want to visit North Korea.
North Korea, yes.
The fact that it is the thing that attracts me to places is like what you said, like people don't usually visit it. And now
Yeah.
I think the US is barred from going in.
Really?
Yeah, US citizens cannot go in for
But
now.
there are so many US vloggers. Why is there?
That's before now.
Is there a specific occasion that caused that?
I'm not too sure why, but just recently this year, like US citizens were banned from traveling into
Shit,
North
I thought things were
Korea.
getting better.
That's what I thought as well.
Trump
so,
and Kim.
Yeah, I thought they were besties already. But that's one of my bucket list places,
Ah,
North Korea. And
Okay, for me, it's like I want to visit it when it starts to open up.
Okay.
If it ever gets to that day lah.
Yeah. Okay.
But because right now, what you see on the internet is like roughly the same. You get, I mean, because you have no control of where you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
People, they just bring you to wherever they want you to see.
Okay.
So then again, like, you just get to see what the rest of whoever
Everyone has already seen.
and then you kind of already expect like, okay, it's gonna be like that. They're gonna show you all the dance, go to the school, and like show them studying, and
So
then
it's
like
very expected already.
yeah. So like, I don't see a point
That's a good
to
point.
go there and like just see what's been out
Everybody has
there.
already seen.
So I want to visit when it start to open up.
when you're free to roam.
Yeah, when Kim is like short date or something.
I don't think he'll watch this.
Yeah, no lah, so I can say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but when I don't know, like when the regime starts to open up, that is the time to go North
I
Korea.
think it's like the freedom, yeah. the freedom to really explore
and see the
something
people,
hidden. Yeah.
interact with the people. I mean, there are videos of tourists interacting with the locals, especially at the pool. You know, they have a water theme park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was really nice.
Okay.
Like you see all the locals really happy. I choose to believe that they are happy, they are okay, they are having fun at the theme park, or maybe they just paid to like have fun there for the tourists.
Okay.
Like, who knows? But I really want to go there when it starts to open up and then people can just be themselves lah.
But for now, which one would be your most Alaska? The most yearn for?
I don't have a most
If
yearn.
I gave you all the money in the world
Wow.
and a very comfy jacket, and Kim was shot dead.
North Korea.
Really?
Okay, if Kim was shot there, of course go North Korea, right? I mean, Alaska can wait, right? Alaska is like, you will always be there. Northern Lights will be there. The bears will be there. But yo, when Kim is shot dead, like the world will be like North Korea, yo. So I will go to North Korea first if it opens
This
up.
got dark.
Watch out, Kim.
Oh, God. So, all right. So I think we should kind of sum this whole thing up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
do you have any like upcoming projects that you're excited about? Maybe I don't know how much you can share or like, you know.
Top secret, no lah. Okay, so I have an upcoming trip to Mongolia. I've told you earlier.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very brutal. It's coming up in December 2019. I don't know at this time of the upload. But yeah, 2019 December, I'll be going to Mongolia and the weather is going to be brutal. It's going to be about minus 30 to minus 50 degrees
gosh.
Celsius. But that's not the thing that I'm worried about. I'm worried about my batteries, my equipment.
Because you're going to be like away from civilization.
Yes, so there won't be electricity. So for me, I need to charge my batteries every single day to make sure I have a peace of mind when I shoot. I don't want to think about, should I conserve my batteries because then I don't shoot so much.
So,
I don't like that. So that's one of the concerns. And then of course, keeping the batteries warm, because if they are not kept warm, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's
your
true.
camera's going to stop working. You cannot fly your drone. So that's another concern that I have. And on top of that, we are doing like a charity expedition. So we are going to walk like for about 4 days straight, 10 to 20 km per day.
what? With camera equipment?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
gosh.
walking in that distance is one thing, it's a challenge. Walking with camera equipment and have to film the event means you have to run back and forth to shoot people struggling while you struggle internally.
It's more than 3 times more tiring like that.
And then say like, I want to fly my drone, but
to-
people are walking.
You have to catch up.
I need to catch up and need to take my shots.
Oh, wow.
And then like, I don't know how am I going to do that.
You'll manage. You'll find a way. But
I hope so.
it sounds, it's going to be a tough
so
one.
I kind of regret not bringing you along.
Oh.
Yeah, like if I could, I would.
If
bring,
I would go too if I had
if you
I didn't
left
have
your
my
job.
job.
Yeah, like totally, I need someone to at least just help me.
At least an
take a week.
assistant there.
Yeah,
A second shot that would cut down at least 40 or 30% of your
and that
your
would help
workload.
so much.
You know.
So that itself is going to be like my toughest challenge physically and mentally so far to date.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
So, well,
But that makes up for a good story. Adversity, when you struggle, that makes up for a good story. Not pretty nice
comfortable
scenery,
luxury.
I mean, okay, that's nice. But I mean, nice scenery, yeah, okay. But usually it's the struggles, it's in the adversity that makes up for a good story.
Of course.
So
Yeah. So
always see it in a good way when something bad happens during your trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look forward to the videos.
Yeah,
Is it
looking
going to be
forward.
on your channel? Like
Yes,
Um,
both.
Okay.
Yeah, so there'll be a promo video for the charity fundraising, and then there'll be like my own vlogs
Okay.
and my own videos. So very excited to see how it turns out.
All right. Great. So yeah, I mean, like I said at the start, you can find Shawn on YouTube. You can search either Shawne Koh or Shawne Depp. He's gonna come up first because he has more subscribers. Or on Instagram, Shawn Koh as well. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I think I'll leave it in the description. If it's on YouTube, you'll see it on the screen. somewhere.
Yay.
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 All right. So yeah, thank you
Thanks,
very
man.
much for coming down.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, great. All right, that wraps it up. Oh, sorry.
See ya.
Boom.
Talk some more in the next episode.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of Talk Some More. If you've enjoyed this episode, do give it a thumbs up or a like depending on which platform you're on. If you want more content like this, do also consider subscribing and leaving some comments as to what you'd like to hear next. For now, thank you for your support and I'll see you in the next episode.